Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. So the other day on First Take, Stephen A. Smith brought up the idea of the Los Angeles Lakers trading Kyle Kuzma for Devin Booker. And I know your first thought about hearing that is, why in God's name would the Phoenix Suns consider ever doing that? And I agree, man, but I thought for today's video, it would be interesting to see that the Lakers were able to pull off some miraculous trade. Let's be honest, man. We've seen a lot of one-sided trades in years past. I mean, really the prime example I can think of, well, I actually think of quite a few, man. For one, the Brooklyn Nets, Boston Celtics trades, which have included literally every single damn draft pick, which is now like Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, players like that. Also, the trade of Pau Gasol for Kwame Brown. Of course, they did end up getting Marc Gasol, but at the time, they didn't know Marc Gasol was going to be a great NBA center. You can probably think of, trades for, like, Shaquille O'Neal when he was originally traded to the Los Angeles Lakers from the Orlando Magic. Trades like that do happen, man. So, it really comes down to franchises if they value the trade they are doing. So, for today's video, we are going to do a rebuild of the Phoenix Suns, assuming they pulled off some stupid trade Devin Booker for Kyle Kuzma, because I want to challenge myself today. I want to see if I can win an NBA championship. Now, before we get going on this video here, guys, before I show you this trade that was nearly impossible to come up with, but ultimately I did find one that worked out financial-wise, if you can please drop a like on this video, and of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel, guys. It really does help grow the channel. And as always, check out the second channel, Extra Crispy, for daily NBA content over there. Okay, like I said, this is impossible to come up with, but financially I made it work out contract-wise. You gotta keep in mind, guys, KCP has a no-trade clause, so he could not be included, and he's got like an $8 million contract, which would help financially in this case. This was a trader, man. Devin Booker, Jalen Lecque, Javon Carter, Eli Okubo, Cheikh Diallo, in exchange for Kyle Kuzma, Danny Green, Avery Bradley, Quinn Cook, and JaVale McGee. I know JaVale had to be tossed in there. I know Laker fans would be, reluctant to trade him away. But, I mean, for one, you're getting freaking Devin Booker back. So, yeah, you're not going to get him simply just for Kyle Kuzma. It don't really work the way. But also, I tossed in some Laker first-round draft picks. Now, which draft picks those would be, it's hard to say just because they've traded so many to the Pelicans in exchange for Anthony Davis. Now, for this video, we are only going to be focusing on the Phoenix Suns. When I do these type of videos, usually I like to now look at, like, both teams. But come on, Devin Booker on the Lakers, like, they're good to go. There's not really any rebuild needed whatsoever. But for the Phoenix Suns, we're looking at a team of Ricky Rubio, Danny Green. That's actually, like, not a bad backcourt. It's got, good veteran leadership right there, good defense. Danny Green, of course, has a championship last season. You got Kelly Oubre at small forward, Kyle Kuzma at power forward, which actually he looks really nice standing next to DeAndre Jordan. Like, to me, that's actually a really good front court. And, of course, do combine Kelly Oubre, it's just a good time. All this team needs now is Dwight Howard, and you got the big three. For all the wrong reasons. And then you got off the bench JaVale McGee, Aaron Baines, Dario Saric. This is where things get a little wonky right here just because you got like so many different positions. You got Quinn Cook for like a backup point guard. You got Tyus Rowe, who you can really invest in, Cam Johnson. So it's going to be a very interesting yet dysfunctional rebuild. But I think in the end of the day, guys, we are going to work things out. So the first thing I want to do is for this season, I want to put some of my younger guys into the G League. We got a lot of other veterans on this team now that can help this team get through this season at least, while we train some of the other guys. So it's going to include Cam Johnson right here, and I'm thinking Ty Jerome. Like, if Ty Jerome could become, like, the starting point guard eventually, that'd be awesome. If not, maybe just, like, a really good backup. That would be kind of cool, too. So we're going to roll with that at first. Next up, what I want to do is, I think for this season, we simply just go out and give guys like Kuzma a lot of minutes and just really train them, getting them equated to the offensive and the defensive schemes of this team. But what we'll do first is I'm thinking probably we go with Saric at small forward. I really don't... This is where it gets really crazy here, man. Like, somebody's just not going to get a lot of playing time. That's the sad part about it. Aaron Baines, put him at power forward. He might actually try starting over Kuzma now, which isn't, like, great. Yeah, I don't know if okay, I don't really want that. Although what if I put Oubre as shooting guard? He goes down 2 rating points. I could roll, no, I'm not doing that. Let me put Aaron Baines back at center. Okay, let's just do some trades here, guys. We'll do some trades and make things work out now. Let's do a trade of Dario Saric and I guess JaVale McGee. Like, we'll assume he would just get traded to a different team, and not really any specific position I'm looking for. It's just these guys don't really fit, so maybe I can get some decent enough pieces to help with the team here. Ultimately, like, that's not bad. Jalen Brunson and DeLon Wright, I could definitely make use of them on this team. Derrick Rose from the Detroit Pistons. And of course, the Pistons get Dario Saric, would be nice, and JaVale McGee, who is better than Thon Maker. I think we can all agree with that. Steven Adams, don't really need him at all. CJ McCollum, okay, wow, that's actually... Wow, that's a big-time trade with the Portland Trail Blazers. As much as I love that trade, like, I'm not trying to do anything that crazy this season. I want to see how Kuzma would run, you know, as kind of like one of the number 1, number 2 options of the team. So, I think I'll do this trade right here with the Dallas Mavericks. And then getting JaVale McGee, Dario Saric helps them out a lot. There we go. Okay, we'll get that one. And then that gives us a nice backup point guard and also a good, possibly starting shooting guard. We'll see how that all kind of works. Let's go with Jalen Brunson as the point guard. Delon Wright, put him at shooting guard. He goes in 81 overall, so he'll bring some good defense. And, yeah, we'll continue with Danny Green as the starter, though. And then that is going to be the bench shooting. Go to 9-man rotation. I like this a lot better, man. Just a lot more functional and looks really good. Let's go and get Kyle Kuzma playing, like, literally 35 minutes a game. I mean, when you're trading a guy like Devin Booker away, you are assuming that Kyle Kuzma is, like, your future star, or else you don't do a trade like that. Get Oubre at about 30. And let's go Ricky Rubio at 27. That looks pretty good to me. Now, that's definitely not a playoff team, but it's something to kind of work with this season. And, you know, going into next NBA offseason, just it kind of gives us a foundation. So, I'm going to hope we actually don't end up with a really good record, because getting a top pick, getting a guy like a Cole Anthony would be big time for this team. So, I am simply going to go ahead, simulate the rest of this NBA season. Now, if they miraculously pull off a playoff spot, that would be kind of interesting. It's just, if they can't do it with Devin Booker, I'm not really expecting it with Kuzma this season. But yeah, let's go ahead and simulate the season and see how they do. Okay, so a record of 36-45. I mean, yes, this team did not finish fantastic, but honestly, not that bad either. I was actually expecting quite a bit worse. So I feel pretty good about things to come with the squad. Finish up against the Lakers, and we actually beat the Lakers, guys. We beat the Lakers last game of the season. Here is all the awards for you guys to see. All-NBA first, we got All-NBA second, and All-NBA third, so none of the Phoenix Suns making that as kind of expected. We are not in the playoffs. No surprise there. But let's go with the player stats on the season and see how things are looking, guys. So DeAndre Ayton, 18 points, 13 rebounds. Kyle Kuzma as a full-time starter at 18 points, 4 rebounds per game. Definitely want to see the rebounds get up to a little bit more out there. But let's see how he actually did since he was traded over to the Phoenix Suns. So, looking at him after roughly January going into February. Okay, so February, March, around 21 points per game when it all averages out. Yeah, that's really good. So, pretty much since he was traded over here, around 20 point per game score. That's great, man. That's absolutely fantastic. Oubre was nice. Ricky Rubio, not bad at all, man. I mean, he's got that 3-year contract, so... Good thing about Rubio is that it gives you like a beacon of consistency going forward. Not like the worst contract either. Even if he ends up being a backup for this team, that should be fine. So let's simulate these playoffs real quick here. Get into this offseason. It would be nice, like I was saying, man, to maybe get a guy like a Cole Anthony in the draft. We're definitely not going to have like a top draft pick to do that, but maybe if he falls to us, that would be great. Or I could package together some of these young assets with our draft pick and somehow trade up in the draft. That'd be big time for us, man. But... besides that, maybe like a shooting guard. If we could get like an Anthony Edwards, that'd also be fantastic just to replace Devin Booker. But it's definitely our backcourt that we really have to focus on here, man, going forward. So 4-2 for the Philadelphia 76ers. Let's go to staff signing. We got Monte Williams signed up for a few more seasons. Yeah, I'm going to try him out here, man, see what he does first for the next few years. Not going to fire him or nothing like that. But yes, let's go to the NBA draft. It's probably going to be like the 10th pick in the draft would be my prediction. And here we go. So before we do that, let's go to Trade Finder. Let's offer up, okay, 13th pick in the draft. Let's offer up that. We also have the Lakers 27th pick. Let's package that and maybe toss in, man. I mean, honestly speaking, I would trade Ricky Rubio if it meant being able to get like one of those top picks in the draft. So we'll see what's offered up here. No, we got get the 8th pick and Blake Griffin from the Pistons. I don't know about that one. Yeah, I don't really know about that. We're going to pass on that. I'm saying that as a Piston fan, by the way. So, yeah, we'll pass on that. Maybe let's toss in a smaller contract, like toss in Jalen Brunson. He's also a younger player, so maybe teams would be more willing to take him on. And, okay, nothing really being offered up in the pick department. So, let's hold off on that for right now. Let's go sim to user pick. And we'll kind of see what happens from there, man. Yeah, okay, so now let's go to Trade Finder and toss in that 13th pick in the draft. See what happens. Brandon Clark, Miles Bridges. Okay, yes, the wrong. I was looking. I was like, yo, I thought he was on our team, but that's the wrong Bridges. So, okay, yeah, looks like none of those guys are gonna be offered up, unfortunately. Let's go to choose prospects, see who's available. Best overall, we got Nafale Dante, we got Jaden McDaniels, RJ Hampton. Some really solid guys here. I just don't know, like RJ Hampton, is he starting point guard material? Plus, we got Ty Jerome coming in, so probably not, man. Let's go with Nafale Dante. Have him back up. Yeah, he can probably back up DeAndre Ayton for us. We'll go with him. I mean, that's about it, guys. Like I said, now it's all about getting, like, good veterans on this team and kind of going from there. But team player options, Avery Bradley accepted his $5 million player option. That's fine. Qualifying offers. I don't really want either one of these guys on the team. Free agent. Okay, here we go. Free agency time. I don't... money-wise, looks like we don't got too much spending power here, which is okay. I kind of like the team as is, if I'm being honest, man. Like, I feel like we're more of a trade away from something big happening. Tyler Johnson, definitely not bringing him back. But for the most part, guys, like, we are returning most of our team. So, it's not like a year to sign free agents. If anything, we actually have really good flexibility going into the year after this. Kyle, yeah, Kuzma still has 1 year left on his deal, I believe. Let's confirm that. Where's that contract at? There it is. Yes, so after this season, we'll have to look to get Kyle Kuzma a contract. But besides that, we should have pretty good financial flexibility going into that big name free agencies. So I guess that's one pro to maybe trade money Devin Booker as you free up that cap space. But no, man, I'm going to go ahead and simulate to the beginning of the regular season. If I see a big time trade, I'll let you guys know. But otherwise, let's see how things are looking. So I did want to try to get Kyle Kuzma a contract extension, but he does want to test free agency. The reason I wanted to do it now rather than later is because, well, for one, he's only a 78 overall. So if he progresses this season, then in theory, he's probably going to, he's going to be a higher rating and want more money because of it. But yes, I'm unable to do that. So that's fine. Looking at the team as of right now, guys, we're looking at pretty much the same exact starting five. Kind of disappointed Kyle Kuzma's rank to not go up at all. But we got Brunson, we got Mikal Bridges, Frank Kaminsky, a lot of great players off the bench right here, man. But what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can trade away Ricky Rubio, just because that is like an extra $17 million freed up next NBA offseason. And that's money we can toss at Kyle Kuzma and still maybe go for another star player. So let me toss him in with like a second rounder and see if a team bites on that. I'm simply looking for an expiring contract. Like, I don't really need this team to be good this year. So yeah, we can just get some sort of good expiring deal. That would be good enough for me. So I have to do it, guys. I got to team up Dwight Howard with Kelly Oubre and now his boy Kyle Kuzma. We're doing it. Sorry, man. I had to do it. But it's also a trade we needed. So, plus Ricky Rubio playing in the backcourt. Trae Young seems kind of interesting. But okay, so that's our starting five. I think Nafale Dante will probably toss into the G League now that we got Dwight Howard for like a backup this year. And Cam Johnson, I'm going to toss back in it too, man. Just because like he ain't going to play all that much this year anyway. So, there we go. Same starting five. Jalen Brunson will start. Jalen Brunson is now the starting point guard. We're going to go with Ty Jerome as the backup point guard. Give him about 20 minutes a game. That should be nice. Kuzma, want to up those minutes too. Get him at 35 minutes. Big time player investment. DeAndre Ayton, now an 87 overall, by the way. So we got to keep our eyes on him too, man, for being a star of this video. But no, man, going to go ahead and simulate this second NBA season because not much more to do. And we'll see what this team's all about. Okay, the end of the regular season, guys. We are above a 500 team, so things are working out pretty nicely right here. Simulate one more game against the Sacramento Kings and finish with a W on the season. Man, we got Giannis as MVP, LaMelo Ball Rookie of the Year. I think if anything, we've definitely built a team that shows that, like, hey, maybe like a big name free agent would want to sign here, thinking that they are the missing piece for this team's, future success and everything, man. So we did make the playoffs. 6th seed in the Western Conference. Very cool. That's nice because, I was kind of tired of draft picks anyway. We just don't need more young players, man. We need those missing pieces now. And Kuzma now at a 20-point per game scoring season, about 5 rebounds. DeAndre Ayton at 19 and 13. Jalen Brunson actually kind of proving he could be the starting point guard for the long term of the team. He's only 24, man. So that's really cool to see. There's the rest of the team. And real quick here, I do want to see how D-Book is doing over on the Lakers. So for him, 20, yeah, that's a deadly trio, man. You also got Eli Okubo, Chuck Diallo, which are guys that I don't know if the Lakers would, or if the Suns really want to trade away, but at the same time, to make things work, I mean, they probably don't want to trade Booker away, if we're being honest. But here we go, man. First round Pelicans. Not expecting much here in the playoffs. I'm just happy that we made it. And, wow, we might actually be able to upset the Pelicans. We up 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, and, well, we blew it, man. But we still play competitively. So, is that Cole Anthony, I assume? Yes, it is. That's a fantastic fit for them. DeAndre at 23 and 13 with 4 blocks. Okay. Let's get to this offseason. So we do have the bird rights on Kyle Kuzma. We get that, you know, that's what a reason they would trade for him is to obtain those bird rights. So I'm thinking we go for like big name free agent first. And then after that, assuming we can sign one, we will give Kuzma his contract. I think that's how that should work. If at any point Kuzma signs with a different team, I might just override it so that way he can come on the team just because that's what the video is kind of all about. So you know how 2K can be sometimes. But no, let's go... I guess go to the NBA draft. I mean, we still might have something good here to work with, so might as well see. Sim to user pick, and we got the 21st pick in the draft. Yeah, not really expecting to get a player here that's really going to help us all out that much right now. Yeah, just give me Ziaire Williams. Not Ziaire Wade, unfortunately. Ziaire. I think that's how you say it, actually. I don't know. Rookie, okay, so he's 74 overall. We'll get him. Small forward / power forward team option. So DeAndre, get him back. Jalen Brunson back. Cam Johnson. Mikal Bridges, Ty Jerome. Yeah, we're going to get all 5 of these players back on the team. All right, qualifying offers. Man, if Kyle Kuzma were to accept his qualifying offer, that would be huge, man. We could afford so many great players now for this season. So these are all the guys available. And out of all of them, yeah, like a lot of restricted free agents, which kind of sucks. But I mean... a lot of other really good players too, like Paul George. Like he would be like ideal. We could go Paul George. I really think we can win a championship with him. Jason Tatum, gonna offer him a contract, but I expect him to get matched. Donovan Mitchell restricted, so like as much as I would want him, I think he would probably get matched. De'Aaron Fox restricted. Let's go with, I guess Oladipo is really our best bet here. Yeah, we'll toss Oladipo a contract. There we go. See what happens with that. Okay, so Paul George and Victor Oladipo both agree. Now, to do that, we do have to, unfortunately, get rid of Kelly Oubre and a few of these other guys that are sitting on the bench here. As much as I like Oubre, I'd much rather have Paul George. Plus, we now have Cam Johnson to potentially be the starting small forward. Or, of course, we have Mikal Bridges that could start there, too. So, we have the depth for to make this work. Now, Paul George is quite a bit more money compared to Oladipo. And also 2 years older, but this is probably going to be the last season of the rebuild, so I think I'd rather go all in on Paul George, who would just be like an amazing scoring option to have. Jace Tatum going to the Miami Heat, and he got matched by the Boston Celtics. Okay, so let's get out of this. Make sure that we get our guy Paul George on the team here. We'll get on the moratorium period, and then we will go for Kyle Kuzma. So there we go. Paul George is signed up. Let's go for Kuzma next. He should be somewhere on the list here. Come on, Kuzma. Where you at, man? Where you at? Kyle Kuzma with the bird rights. All right, get him that contract. And he signs up for that. That's great. Anybody, and I guess like money-wise, we don't really got like too much more to spend here. We could get Dwight Howard back, but we have that Nafale Dante for the backup center, so that should be fine. Honestly speaking, guys, there's not really much more we need to do to this team. I think it's pretty much good to go. Dwight Howard is 35. I'm going to sign to like a 1-year contract. If he's a higher overall than Nafale, then we'll definitely start him. But if not, then it's like, okay, Dwight Howard could be like a good third-string center at this point in his career. But all right, man, I'm going to go ahead and simulate to the beginning of the regular season. Okay, so here is the team going into the third and final season. Absolutely love our starting 5. I decided to go with Paul George back at the small forward spot. It's just his natural position. I feel like that's where he's best utilized at. And then we got Brunson and DeLon Wright in the backcourt. We got Kuzma at the 4, now an 81 overall. DeAndre to 91 overall at the 5 spot. In the bench, we got Nafale Dante, Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, who's going to be backup shooting guard. And then Ty Jerome for the backup point guard spot. And of course, we got Dion Waiters. We got Dwight Howard, Ziaire Williams right here just for some, backup players if needed. But no, to me, this team definitely has championship aspirations to it. Real quick here, we are going to take a look at the, I do want to take a look at that Lakers team just to kind of see like what they're all about. So Los Angeles Lakers, and yep, still got AD, still got LeBron, got Devin Booker, they got Steven Adams now. Oh my god, that team is so dominant, guys. Oh man, I'm really hoping that's who we see in the Western Conference Finals. Do we have enough to get past this? Or should I say this? Or should I say this? I mean, really this. Aaron Baines is the GOAT too, man. Not quite sure, but let's simulate this NBA season. I guess we'll see what happens. Okay, so a record of 54-27, which pretty much just shows that this team's, like, definitely in the championship running. Now, does that guarantee a championship? No, but they should definitely put up a good run for it here. One more game against the Denver Nuggets, who have kind of fallen off as a team, man. They only had 38 wins on the season. Giannis MVP, Bol, Rookie of the Year, finally getting some PT. LaMelo Ball, 6-man. I have no idea who that guy is, but Tyrese Halliburton, the new GOAT to the NBA. We got Lucas, Coach of the Year. Good for Lucas. All-NBA first, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third, with Paul George making that. So it seems like a great free agent signing for us. He also made the All-Defensive team. But we are third in the Western Conference, so the Western Conference still as stacked as ever, especially with the assurance of our resurgence. Assurance. I don't know my bitch ass words, but the rise. There we go. The rise of John Morant. And just what he's done in his rookie season up until probably this point in the rebuild. But we got Paul George at 23 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. We got Kuzma at 22 points, 5 rebounds. So literally, like, he's only getting paid. Well, I guess $27 million is still a large contract, but $11 million less than Paul George. And he's literally putting up, like, the same numbers. Maybe not as good defensively. Efficient-wise, though, and everything. Like, he's even shooting the three-point shot better. So Kyle Kuzma, Paul George, definitely a dynamic duo right there. DeAndre Ayton, 20 points, 15 rebounds, 2 blocks per game. Jalen Brunson still continues to be that perfect point guard for this team. Nafale Dante, great off the bench. Really loving this team here, man. I think we built a good one today. So, let's see if it ends with the championship. First round, Golden State Warriors. Simulate round, see how this goes. Come on, guys. I at least want to get to the Western Conference Finals. Or beat the Lakers, which would result ultimately in getting to the Western Conference Finals. So, kill 2 birds with 1 stone with that one. But we got Paul George dropping 24, 22, and 13 for DeAndre Ayton, 20 for Cam Johnson, and a 19, 4, and 4 game for Kyle Kuzma. So here we go. Do we have enough? Simulate round. Come on, guys. Come on, man. Show me the true winners of this video, man. Come on. Oh, it's not looking good. And not only did the Lakers make us their bitch ass with that trade, but they also made us their bitch ass in the end of this video, man. Would you say Phoenix is like a big market team? Because I'm all about, like, small market teams. So, like big market teams, I understand just, like, why it's good for the NBA for them to be good and everything. But, I don't know, man. It's just, like, the small market teams need a W. They need a W, I think. We got the Lakers winning it all 4 games to 2. Would have stung badly if it would have been Devin Booker with that Finals MVP. But he still dropped 34 points in the closeout game. So, very well. If it wasn't for LeBron James, probably would have won it. But yeah, man, that's the end of the video. Regardless, do I think that the Phoenix Suns should do this trade? No, I do not. Now, does that mean I'm totally against them trading Devin Booker? Well, if eventually it gets to the point where they're just stuck in mediocrity, it's like, okay, well, maybe you can consider it. But do I think they could get better than Kyle Kuzma? Hell yes, I think they could. So, regardless, teams still turned out nice and balanced. Paul George was a great addition. Love the squad. Kyle Kuzma never really progressed to like an all-star like I thought he would, but still put up nice numbers in the final season. So thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to drop that like, subscribe if you're new to my channel, and peace out, my friends.